China, which is frequently called the factory of the world, faces unique economic challenges. Certain COVID-19 related actions, including lockdowns and travel restrictions, may have a negative impact on China's economy due to the stoppage of businesses and decreased economic activity. What do you think about the reasons for this downfall? Let's see. Number 1. Downfall of real estate markets. China's real estate market had a dramatic collapse in August 2023. This industry deals with the acquisition, resale, and construction of residential and commercial real estate. The rapid reduction in the cost of new dwellings was one of the main issues. This indicates that the price of purchasing a new home or apartment is reduced, which may seem positive to purchasers, but may indicate financial difficulty. The decreased investment in the real estate industry was another worrying element. Investing in real estate entails making financial investments in new or improved structures. Slower economic growth can result from a decline in this. Property sales also decreased, in addition to prices and investment decreasing. Less people were purchasing properties, which may have a negative impact on the real estate market as a whole. The issues remain despite the government's efforts to alleviate them through support measures like policies or financial aid. These steps were taken in an effort to stabilize the real estate market and the overall economy. Number 2. The middle class is dying out. Any nation's economic development depends heavily on the middle class. They are often a sizable section of the population and are regarded as the foundation of a strong economy. But if China's middle class is shrinking, fewer people will be able to achieve and sustain a high quality of living. Numerous causes, including growing economic disparity, job insecurity, and rising living expenses, might be blamed for this reduction. The phrase middle-income trap refers to a situation when a nation becomes stuck at one income level and faces difficulties moving up to a higher income status. China is susceptible to falling into this trap despite its tremendous economic progress. A smaller middle class makes this risk worse since it has a negative impact on domestic spending, which is crucial for generating economic growth. The chances for a country's development are hampered when the middle class lacks the means to invest and spend. Number 3. The deflation crisis. When prices of products and services tend to drop over time, this is referred to as deflation. While it may appear that this benefits consumers by making goods more affordable, there are significant drawbacks, particularly when it comes to debt. Deflation can significantly worsen the real debt burden, which is one of its major drawbacks. Consider that you borrowed $10,000 a few years ago, and that deflation has since occurred. This indicates that the costs of the goods you purchase have decreased. The amount you still owe, though, is $10,000. In this case, even though your debt hasn't increased in size in absolute terms, paying it off actually becomes more expensive due to the rising worth of the funds you spend to do so. In other words, it is now more difficult for you to pay off your debts because your money has more purchasing power. This is the same case that happened in China's economy. Number 4. Debt-based growth affecting the economy. There is cause for alarm given that China's debt has been increasing. China's debt has substantially expanded and is already 300% of its gross domestic product, or GDP, as of the first quarter of 2023. To put this into perspective, the debt was marginally lower just a few years ago, in the fourth quarter of 2019, when it was 270% of GDP. Economic analysts and policymakers are constantly following this significant rise in debt relative to the size of the economy. Some demographic issues, like the decreasing workforce, become even greater issues in the face of mounting debt. It may be more difficult for the government to raise the required tax money to pay off its debt and fund crucial public services if the working age population is declining. Number 5. Falling of export and import volumes. China's government announced in August 2023 that the economy of the nation was in jeopardy. They stated that as compared to the same month last year, the value of China's exports to the rest of the globe had dropped by 8.8%. This decrease made the fourth month in a row in 2023 that international sales were down. Such a decline in exports can be viewed as an important economic signal because it shows that demand for Chinese goods throughout the world is declining. It is important to pay particular attention to the big economic development in August 2023, the continuous drop in China's exports and imports. It might have significant effects on the dynamics of international trade as well as the economy in China. Number 6. Government being strict on private companies. China has made substantial efforts recently to tighten control over its private sector. Numerous privately owned businesses that operate in the nation will be impacted by the increased regulatory scrutiny and policy changes included in this crackdown. The market value of multiple significant Chinese enterprises has decreased by approximately $1.2 trillion as a result of this campaign. This has caused a significant financial blow that is being felt across the whole business community. Some of the most prominent figures in China's private sector, representing a range of sectors including technology, e-commerce, and banking, are among the affected businesses. Their financial stability and level of international competitiveness are affected by this drop in market value. Concerns have also been expressed regarding the state of innovation in China, which has been a key factor in the development of that nation's economy. Number 7. Unemployment. The Chinese Communist Party places great political importance on reviving a struggling economy. The imminent danger of increased youth unemployment is one important factor. The job market in China is becoming more competitive and unreliable as a result of the difficulties the country's economy is facing, including a downturn in economic growth. This poses a serious concern because social unrest and discontent, which the party works tirelessly to prevent, can result from unemployment. The slowdown in economic growth presents the Chinese government with a variety of difficulties. The government has also promoted technologically advanced sectors and innovation to help increase economic output and employment creation. Number 8. Aging population. The aging of the population has a significant impact on China's economic development. The economy may be significantly harmed by the aging of the population. This is due to the fact that an aging population frequently results in fewer people who are of sufficient age to sustain the nation's economic operations. There may be a drop in overall labor force participation, as there are fewer young, productive workers, which can result in slower economic growth. Number 9. Lack of transparency. Regarding its economic data, which is crucial for comprehending its financial stability and health, China is not being transparent or explicit. The United States has highlighted a number of important issues, one of which is China's decreased transparency. In other words, compared to before, China is not disclosing as much information about its economic activity. Because it enables other nations and investors to comprehend what is happening in China's economy, the second largest in the world, transparency is essential. And number 10, worsening living conditions. Government spending on health care and social services like retirement funds, unemployment benefits, and welfare typically needs to increase as health care expenses grow and populations get older. To give citizens, especially the elderly and vulnerable, the support they need, this is crucial. The government's budget must be significantly increased in order to increase spending in these areas. Clearly, this has an impact on the nation's economic development. What would you do if you had the power of the government in your hands to improve its economy? Share your thoughts below in the comment section. If you enjoyed watching our content, then do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.